Hey, what's up, everyone? First of all, I want to welcome you to the spring semester uh, of 2024. My name is Rick Epps, and I am your professor for Political Science 102, American Government. Uh, I want to welcome you to the class and this 8-week segment, which goes from the 15th all the way until the first week of June, which I think is June 7th. Uh, I want to give you some information about the class, just as I welcome you to the class in this quick video. First and most important is that to let you know that I will not be here this first Wednesday. I am up at San Jose at a statewide conference for the Academic Senate for the California Community Colleges. And so I will not be here this first week, but the first week is more of an introduction kind of orientation week. So everything that for this class is built online. So this first week, you will be online only. And you can certainly get all the information there in those first modules and get a chance to go through and kind of look at the format of the class for the next 8 weeks. One of the things I can't stress to you enough is to know the deadlines and the dates for all things that are due. Early on, you need to first and foremost, you need to get to know everyone and your attendance check-in. This is just simply the attendance check-in due right away. That takes just a few seconds just to let me know that you're committed to taking the class for the next 8 weeks. And so that's really important. If you don't do that, then what will happen is by the end of this week, I will drop you from the class if you haven't checked in. So make sure you do that right away. And then the getting to know each other is just kind of like hey, how you doing? My name is Joe. Don't give out any real personal information about your address or phone numbers and stuff like that. Just a little bit about yourself so the class can get familiar with each other, even in this online uh, modality that we're working in. Um, for those of you who aren't familiar with 8-week classes, they go really fast. And so it really is important for you not to get behind and to try and stay on top of your work because it ends up being a cascade effect. Once you miss 1 week or miss one assignment, all of a sudden you're backed up and then you're panicking and then you're trying to get it all done at the very end. And then that tends to blow up in your face too. So please try to stay on top of the work. I don't think I've asked a lot in this. I really try to cut back in the amount of requirements, recognizing that it's an 8-week format. So please keep that in mind. Um, I'm really big about your discussions are really the key part of the class. The quizzes are important, but they're just to give you a base for understanding the class. So when you go to buy the book, which you can get any used version you want, it doesn't have to be the newest edition. Get one of the older ones. Do not get a Vantage copy because those are much more expensive, and I don't use Vantage. So just get one of the first, second, or even the third edition in the used format if you can. And that'll be just fine. But it is important that you have the book because you won't be able to pass the class with just the things that are set up for you inside the class shell. So please do jump on top of that. And in this class, my philosophy is very simple. It really is about you just understanding the basics of political science and American government. I want you to know why it's important to vote. I want you to understand some issues regarding civil rights and civil liberties. We'll learn a little bit about how we got to be where we are in terms of how the country was founded and some of the nuances of the unintended consequences of King George that led to the America being America today. Um, you'll learn a little bit about the various branches of government. You'll see the videos that I have on for each chapter are very, very good and very important because they give you context to what you're reading. So when and usually what I like to do is show the controversial things because, I always tell my students, it's only a democracy if we participate in it. And if we don't participate in it by voting and being knowledgeable about the people who represent us, then we are basically failing ourselves and failing the country. It's a lot of why we're in the situation we are today, particularly with Congress, because people don't realize that those folks who represent us, we elect them to basically look out for our interest. And really the key is they swear an oath to the Constitution. Same with the Supreme Court and the president. They swear an oath to the Constitution, not to their political party. So even though we live in a day where political parties have run rampant and they certainly are trying to do their best to sell us on one side or the other, I encourage you to be a free thinking individual and to make your decisions based on the kind of person you are, not on not on false narratives or social media context, because a lot of the people there who have big platforms are not political scientists, are not versed in what they're talking about. So you have to consider the source sometimes of what information you get. But one of the most important things is not sticking your head in the sand. As much as many of you may not like politics or may not want to be involved in it, if you're not going to at least do your basic part and vote, then you might as well put a crown on the guy's head and call him a king. Um, so the very sanctity of democracy is the essence of us as citizens voting. So we might as well vote to try to protect ourselves and protect our way of life, try to make our way of life better for better jobs, a better way of working together, and all those kinds of things that make our country potentially better than other countries. So I'm excited that you get a chance, even in this short venue, to learn this journey. When you're in class, and remember, class, we have a class every Wednesday, except for this first Wednesday, 11:20 to 12:45, and room 2734. That's in it's a very big lecture hall, really cool. And you'll see how I do what I do, and starting next week. And like to engage my students. I don't lecture at you for hours and hours. We get into some discussions about stuff. I show you videos. We talk about things, and my goal is at the end for you to take a few things with you that are going to make you more knowledgeable. And if you're a citizen of this country, a better citizen. And if you're a citizen of Mex, I may be a better citizen there because you'll be voting more knowledgeably. So I look forward to it, and welcome to class, and I will see you guys next week.